All right, John, thank you very much. We've got a sellout crowd here at University Hall, a little bit like an NCAA tournament matchup mid-season. Missouri of the Big 12 against Virginia of the ACC. Cavaliers are favored because they're home. Welcome, everybody.
Is Clarence the Great Gilbert and Kareem Rush. Watch Mr. Rush as you look at their numbers right now. I mean, they're ahead of Murphy and Humphrey, ahead of Battier and Williams. I'm not saying they're the best, but they can score, baby.
Well, Quin Snyder, he's familiar with this arena as a Duke guard, unbeaten as a player with the Blue Devils, 4-0. And let's take a look at our Toyota starting lineups, and Quin will take us through who will start for Missouri.
I'm Quin Snyder, and our starters tonight are at point guard Brian Grauer, who's our floor general and leader. At the 2 guard, or shooting guard, as he likes to call it, Clarence Gilbert, our emotional leader, and really becoming a great penetrator as well. At the small forward, Kareem Rush, our leading scorer and kind of the guy that makes us go. Inside, we've got a big freshman center, Arthur Johnson, 6'9", 260 from Detroit. And Tajuddin Soyoye at the power forward, 6'8", 245, pure muscle.
And on the other side, Pete against them. They've won all 3 of the previous meetings, and Missouri comes in here as the only Big 12 school.
They had a big matchup in their first one. It was Sampson versus Stepanovich over in New Jersey.
First possession outside with 12 on the shot. The Cavaliers are right with them defensively.
They're really playing tough man-to-man defense, trying to make a statement.
Get in low, and TJ puts it away.
Soyoye. I worked on that name all day. TJ with the big power move inside.
Bud Light, Kansas, number 3 in town to take on Missouri, one of the best border wars in the country. We have played almost 2 minutes and nobody scored yet. The bouncer to Collison, and we now have somebody on the board. And started on the defensive end. Ron, the steal and the push. Good find. Hines at you with a lot of people who score. That's very balanced. KU is much different from Missouri. That's great news right there for Grauer. Rush to pull the trigger. Grauer again off the mark this time. And Gregory tips it right back inside and score the hoop for Arthur Johnson. Ron, our first look at Arthur Johnson. Rush against Gregory. Talk about a great athletic matchup. Way outside, falling away, and he knocks it down. And if you try to put 2 score right now, but here come the Tigers for more. And you know Gilbert's looking to put one up. Kansas needs to settle down on the offensive end. Rush falling away, gets the 3-pointer. We'll take a break. 10. A difference in Clarence Gilbert. Good conversion team, but struggling so far. Gilbert. Heinrich looks at... Gilbert is on fire. Last year, the flashback, this was kind of the coming out party of Clarence Gilbert. 27 points, 7 of 10 from 3-point land, 5 straight in the second half. And there wasn't anybody and anything they could do to Clarence Gilbert a year ago. They had guys chest to chest, and he did everything from deep. And tonight, interesting, the matchup with Rush right now defensively. Pass. Trapped. What a find. Heinrich just a step too late. Trayvon Bryant, another freshman, lays it in. Always seems to. Rush gets by Heinrich. That ball partially blocked, and inside scored Trayvon Bryant. He's got 4 quickly. Either 1 to go with the tip by Paulding. He couldn't get it either. So Rush says, let me do it. We talked about Missouri trying to keep Kansas off the board. Right now, the Tigers. Paulding. Well, now only 3 of 32. Roy Williams running the zone defense more this year. They're active. They can run at players, but you better get to that guy in a hurry. For the moment, they lose one of the most effective scorers on the low block. 4 points. Young man out of Detroit, Renaissance. Got them both. Right now, Missouri can do no wrong. Rush, great quick first step. Wow.
Now, you have to honor his shot and the ability to split the seam and the softness of how he released it. I'm not sure there's a better player in college basketball with the ability.
Shot clock is at 10. Stokes puts up the three.
Yeah, nice play by Gilbert. Gilbert moving with the basketball. Jeff Boschee has to help. And what was interesting about the play, Stokes knocks it in. Touches.
Well, he gets one this time and falling away with Gregoriani. Gets it to go down. Hearn Center, because the old coach is back. And they're going to name this floor here at the Hearn Center after him. On the sidelines, it is black right now. But his name has been covered up with black tape. And they'll pull. Crowd trying to help him. Puts up a ball that barely drew iron. And that shot will not count. We're at halftime. They are standing and cheering here at the Hearn Center. It is Missouri 37 and KU 23. Now let's send it to Chris Fowler and Digger Phelps. Gentlemen.
2001 was a historic night for Mizzou, and it wasn't just because the third-ranked Kansas Jayhawks were. Recently retired Mizzou coach Norm Stewart came back to the Hearn Center, and there was a surprise for the Tiger legend.
And we're going to retire number 22.
But that wasn't all. Not only was Norm's number 22 raised to the rafters, the court was renamed in his honor. And fired up Norm Stewart showed he still had the passion of a coach.
We're going to play White Tiger in just a minute. You can hear it in both dressing rooms. So let our guys know what a great job they did the first half. And let the others know that the lady may be singing.
Norm made
second half, 37-23, our score. And John Sunvold, you had to enjoy what went on at halftime, because the guy that you played for 4 years under here at Columbia, Norm Stewart, was honored. And let's show you some of the things that happened at halftime.
Greatest coaches in the history of basketball.
6, Big 8.
So his number was retired. Number 22 goes to the rafters here in the Hearn Center. And then the other big thing that was done, look at this. Norm Stewart Court.
Thank you.
Makes a former player proud. No doubt about it. You think about his longevity. 7th winningest coach in NCAA history. And what's interesting, Ron, he participated as a player, assistant coach, or coach in over 50% of games ever played at this university.
Well, they stood and they cheered for a long time, so it was very...
Heinrich looked like he was set to time that shot.
Rush being left-handed on Chenowethon tonight.
And a pretty solid free throw shooter. 74%. Now you take a look, his point production down. Really, the shot opportunities have been down since conference play.
Johnson. 4 points for him. Big Arthur kind of... Boschee for 3.
You know, Boschee didn't get many looks in the first half. And I will help him out on that one. People around here do not care anything about Duke, North Carolina.
Boschee, the bouncer back to Heinrich, and look at this.
Well, Jeff Boschee playing solid on both ends of the floor. That's a nice bounce pass.
Quickly, Gilbert off the bench, about to check back in. We got a
Missouri team struggles. Missouri covers up one of them, and they usually can go to the other one.
Gooden. Poljan just disappeared, and KU can tie it on this trip right here.
You can see the run. Kansas is on a big one, and Missouri has given up out to Heinrich.
Well, Heinrich had the 3, it just passed it up.
He's missed a couple. He's got to take it. Too good a shooter to pass up.
Nails it.
Leads the conference in three-point shooting. Stretched across the court. Chenoweth has been valuable in the middle.
Rush.
Zone defense.
Stokes, inside pass to Johnson. Got the reverse.
Terrific find by the freshman Stokes.
Rush.
Oh, fadeaway so good.
15 points for
they probe for a shot. Both have the ability to make a lot of off-balance shots.
Go from the look that Quin Snyder has on his face in his second attempt with this. Only 6 of 8. Actually, the Quin only 8 times to the free throw line for Missouri. Here's Grau.
Great spot-up shooter. Got a Brian Grauer just caused it on the defensive end, but offensively again, against his own defense, if he can find some spot-up areas. And look at his. Oh my! How good is that? 19 points for him. One sent 56 to 52. But here's a guy that's making it happen for Mizzou. Yeah, Kareem Rush, 10 second-half points, and the focus here is that Kansas is trying everything to guard it. It becomes difficult when everybody's coming at you, and the leaders and the floaters. And I'll tell you what, Mr. Franklin, there are not many better in the country at scoring the ball than that guy.
Takes it up strong against Chenoweth. Can't get it to go. Parker with the tip wouldn't go, and Rush will score. And he was fouled.
Assist to Johnny Parker for keeping the ball alive. Yeah, I think you're fine so far. 7:30 left. Only 6-point lead, so it's not a big spread. But I would expect to see Nick in here next couple minutes.
Missouri continues to lead. Grauer for 3. Oh, how big. Grauer for 3.
Think he feels it? And good shooting is tough to defend. You get the defense scrambling. Brian Grauer knocked one in from the wing and one from the top. And look at the 3 freshmen on the bench cheering on the senior leader. Was the ball up and everybody's late turning around. Kareem frustrated he missed the dunk.
With the 4:53 mark. 18 fouls against KU.
Have to make it.
Rush gets this one. Missouri has not been to the line. Well, again, we'll show you this graphic we showed you back in the first half. KU, and look how they have come in here rated and how many times Missouri has made them struggle when they come to the Hearn Center. Strong stint on that last one. Helped tremendously setting screens, but also on the boards.
Yeah, I'll give the young man credit.
Got it.
Not go in.
Well, Rush has been the difference, but also the free throw line. 4th foul on Heinrich. And you talk about what this means as you look at Norm Stewart, named the court after him tonight. Stokes, 65% free throw shooter.
First one of the night is always the toughest.
Got the second one as well. Gage is going to check in. Stokes. Kareem Rush, 27 points. Exactly what it is, but it's something about when the boys from Lawrence cross that Missouri River.
The border wars have gone on.
And now this, an upset of the number 3 team in America. It's over.
Great win for the Tigers. Well played ball game.
So our final score is 75-66. Missouri with the upset. Coming up next is SportsCenter. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com. What a night for Kareem Rush. 27 points for him. Grauer with 14 and some huge threes down the stretch. Now for John Sunbolt and our entire ESPN crew, Rod Franklin saying so long from Columbia, Missouri.
January 27th, OSU lost 10 special members of the family. At this time, please join us as we take a moment to remember each of them with a moment of silence.
For the past 9 days, Gallagher-Iba Arena in Stillwater, Oklahoma has been transformed. Transformed from one of college basketball's great arenas to a shrine. The Oklahoma State family and their legions of fans across America have grieved for 10 good men gone too soon. Tonight, this great arena becomes again what it was meant to be.
Stillwater, Oklahoma. This house is in Bedlam right now. There's Eddie Sutton making his first appearance on the court to a standing, rousing ovation. It is electric and it is alive here in Stillwater right now. Before the game tonight, we had a chance to talk to Missouri coach Quin Snyder and ask him, is this the toughest game that he's ever had to prepare for?
Yeah, in some ways. It's certainly different than any other game we've ever had to prepare for. And myself personally, there's been moments over the course of the last few days where it just strikes you. And the relative significance of the game is apparent. I think with that, though, again, you have to force yourself to prepare as diligently and as hard as you would for any other game. I think those two things can conflict in your mind to the point that you'll acquiesce in the competitive aspect of it, because it's belittled by what has happened.
Now Paul Splittorf, let's take a shift gears, and I think we're coming to the point that we need Phil Kennedy. The ball is in the air, and the Cowboys have first possession.
Chest-to-chest coverage defensively for Iowa State.
Clarence Gilbert knocks down the first shot of the ball game, and Missouri breaks on Baker as Missouri attacks. Early shooting here. Oklahoma State putting itself well. Rush, that soft little jump shot in the lane. Now Stokes. Rush, who's got some moves down inside. That was Trayvon Bryant that got the ball. Rush is posted up down low. Now he comes out, pops to the top of the circle, gets it, and a little floater in the lane, and stuck. Boy, he's so smooth. 4 points, Kareem Rush. The threes down the stretch after Kansas had made an 18-0 run to go in front. Brower comes right back, gets the next one, the senior.
Most active and athletic player that Missouri has.
We welcome those of you joining us on ESPN News. Ricky Paulding, a freshman on the line. And it's a 4-point ball game with Oklahoma State freshman from Detroit.
If you take that drive away from him.
Paul, tonight, Missouri's finding shots for other people, and they're not sticking them. There you are with the shot from Kareem Rush. Good. Kareem Rush. Stokes. Kareem Rush hit the deck, took the ball. Long, wild try from Clarence Gilbert, and he made it. Oh, what a bucket for Clarence Gilbert. Has got one go. Williams on the deck, Gilbert at the other end. Clarence Gilbert with his 7th point.
Well, again, Missouri getting out on
Trayvon Bryant with the board.
Good ball movement that time by Oklahoma State. Got him a good shot. They couldn't hit it.
Clarence Gilbert just nailed another one, and we're tied.
Ball game, but Clarence Gilbert has gotten hot the last couple minutes for Missouri. There's a three-pointer. Clarence Gilbert now on the break. He is 4-of-5 and has gotten Missouri back even in this ball game. And Quin Snyder kind of surprised, but likes what he sees.
Wow, why not? 3:13 left in first half action. Stokes, Gilbert bobbled it, got it back, and Stokes is going to pop a 3-point attempt and knock it down. Wesley Stokes, who was dunked hard on his back earlier in the ballgame with his first dunk.
Have not played in a while.
Welcome again to the ESPN News audience. Joining us here in Stillwater with 59 at 26 all. His 7th point of the night, and make it 8. He's an 81% free throw shooter.
58, tried to throw it for John Zien and threw it away. Kareem Rush, off balance, fires it off the side of the rim, and we have come to halftime here in Stillwater, and an excellent first half it has been. 27-26, Missouri leading Oklahoma State as Eddie Sutton takes his Cowboys to the locker room for their halftime talk. We'll be back with our halftime activities from Gallagher-Iba Arena in Stillwater right after you watch this. Averaging nearly 40 points a ball game, and John Zien. Baker right behind him. There's Rush in the lane. Boy, I said it before, he's smooth.
Taking care of the basketball, running away from the trapping and the pressure that Oklahoma State wants to create.
Arthur Johnson dumped it down inside to T.J. Soyoye. Rush facing Sanders, now Grauer. Down low, Johnson wants to move on John Zien, and nice little touch on the jump shot that time from Arthur Johnson. Soyoye is going to try the shot and get it. 4 points, T.J. Soyoye, the senior.
The OSU run 9-2 over the last 2.5 minutes.
Kareem Rush the miss, but the stick back by Soyoye, who has 6 points, all of them here in the Kareem Rush up on the dribble. And to pull up and fire with the lead. Oh my goodness. Kareem Rush has 13. That just looks too easy. And Eddie Sutton wants a timeout.
Well, he is his first appearance of the night and draws the whistle.
Inbounds pass to Rush. Almost knocked loose by Baker, and now Grauer left alone, knocks it down. Brian Grauer's first bucket of the night is a 3, and
way to the hoop.
Rush going to make the move on Sanders. Turnaround fadeaway, good. Oh my goodness. Kareem Rush with that fadeaway. Hey, looking up court for someone to get it to. Nobody there. Takes it into the circle, finds Parker down low. The double team, and the shot good by Johnny Parker.
And he took that shot over Andre Williams. Oklahoma State got a break there.
Crawford with a deflection. The steal. The drive. Got it. And a foul. Huge play. Terrence Crawford with his first bucket of the night. A Rush on the line. Knocks it down. 17 make that for Kareem Rush. And 18. Oh,
Baker.
Gilbert to miss. Look at Victor Williams push it. Now the dump off. Now Baker another 3.
Within a couple feet from his last three-point effort.
John Zien had a hand on the ball. Johnson feeds Kareem Rush. Oh, he's double team, fires it outside. Gilbert from the deep corner, got it. Clarence Gilbert has 16.
You know, Gilbert got the points right there, but Rush made it all.
48 to play. Mizzou fires it down low. Trayvon Bryant to Grauer. He's open and he can shoot it, and he got it. Brian Grauer, a big bucket for Missouri, his 7th point of the night. And now,
especially in a crucial ball game like this, 3 minutes left in the contest.
19 tonight. Leads the conference in scoring, and he's perfect in 6 tries at the free throw line. 4-point ball game. And he got it. Big free throw for the freshman. Now it's a 4-point game with 2:24 to play. Arthur Johnson back on the floor for 1:50 to play. Came back, got that one. Now a 3-point game. Williams had it taken away. Brian Grauer on the drive. Williams trying to catch him, can't. And it's a 1-point ball game.
Grauer putting pressure out front that time. Oklahoma State trying to handle it away from the...
In the lane, turns around. Soyoye is going to take the jump shot. Too strong. He got it back. They go to the deck, and Arthur Johnson got the shot down.
Big-time effort from Soyoye. Johnson just hanging around down.
Performance here by Soyoye in the lane.
Soyoye is probably not the first option for taking that shot, but fortunate it came off long. He was able to keep it alive.
Maurice Baker. He's hit 4 in a row. It's another 3-point lead. 23 guarding Rush. Grauer looking. Throws it in. Bounce scored by Oklahoma State. Sanders had it. Gets it to Maurice Baker. It's over. The Cowboys have won it.
Sweeter by saying thanks for watching. This has been a presentation of ESPN Plus, the world.
Seats here at Kemper Arena, and what a way to conclude the quarterfinals. The Sooners and the Tigers, certainly no strain every year in this tournament.
Last year, the overtime war. What a battle it was. And then they meet one time this year in Columbia. Jameel Haywood, the hero. The shot at the buzzer wins the ball game. I think both squads ready to go.
Well, brought to you by Southwestern Bell. For the Missouri Tigers, Clarence Gilbert coming off a great night last night when he scored 30 on 8 of 11 shooting beyond the arc. He's joined by Crowder, averaging almost 20 points a game over the last two. He's joined by the point guard Hollis Price, Kelly Newton, Jameel Haywood, and Aaron McGee. How about the
shot is back? I still think it'll be hard to consistently shoot the ball with that on his hand, but Kareem Rush at 2/3 or 3/4 is better than 100% of most
people. And John,
people.
part of Kareem Rush is that cross
in his left hand. See if you can force when he picks it up and tries to make a pass, a turnover.
All right, you know these teams well. It's Oklahoma in white, Missouri in black, and the Sooners.
Solid season.
Now Rush, he had Johnson on his back, and Rush, that's a good start for Mizzou.
Again, I don't think you want to force Gilbert to get off to a good start if you're Oklahoma. And he is off.
Uh-oh. Is he picking up where he left off last night against A&M when he went 8 of 11 out there?
Watched him more than he is in the low post with his back to the basket.
Johnson throws home a hook.
Hey, what a good start.
Starting off great. The last 4 times they've met in Kansas City, Rush throws up a 3 that won't go. Soyoye.
Strong. That's what Quin Snyder wants out of that senior. Be strong around the rim.
So Quin Snyder's got to be happy with it. Brower with 6 to shoot it. Throws up a shot. That won't go, but there's Rush.
Well, I'm impressed because of the ability of Kareem Rush.
Nice shot from the wing. Ricky Paulding puts it home.
Freshman has
Rush left open for 3, and he got it.
Now the strength of Kareem Rush without the bandage thumb is going to the right. And Tim Heskett becomes large. He's got to hit open jump shots. He has struggled most of the season finding his touch. Wins.
Rush for 3.
Boy, looks good. Looks good, moving well.
And since then, he's on fire.
Tigers like to space the floor, take their man off the dribble, pitch it out to someone else.
Ooh, look out. Kareem Rush. Timeout, Oklahoma. It is a rush to excellence for Missouri on an 11-2 run at the 7:53 mark. The Tigers.
These are the things he did now after the injury. It's kind of back to what he did before. Solid rebounder, has a great mid-range game, very active, moving without the basketball. He can go to his right with a jump shot. He can take you off the dribble and go to the hole. He can go to the left. He's got great range. He's got a great mid-range game. He can dunk over the top of you. Averages 21 a game. Looks like the guy we saw a month and a half ago.
How do you defend him?
You have to double him when J.R. Raymond wasn't early in the season. And when J.R. Raymond started getting all the shots. Good defense by Clarence Gilbert.
And Stokes puts it home.
I never liked the...
And Snyder coaching. Looking over at Stokes saying, here's where I want you to distribute the ball. Trayvon Bryant will get the bonus, and Bryant not normally.
You have to wonder.
He's now 9 of 31 on the year. Rush. Got it again. Kareem Rush. And what a first half.
Can't do much about it. Oklahoma has to shore up the rebounding yet.
Rush pulls up for 3. He just isn't missing this half. He's 7 of 9 from the field. 3 of 4 from out there. 17 first half points.
Rush, they can spread the floor, and with Paulding, spread the floor, penetrate, kick it out. How quickly he catches and releases. Tough to defend.
You better get on him in a hurry.
30 seconds.
Heskett. A much-needed 3, not only for the Sooners, but especially for Tim Heskett.
Well, the other thing about it was too early in the shot clock, but if you knock it in, you'll take 3 points. Plenty of time for Missouri.
Block, they'll send Gage to the line. Well, Justin Gage, career-wise, 42% coming in, but this year only 32%. And with J.R. Raymond now no longer on this team as you Gage can't hit the second. Not much time for Price. From half court, throws up a three. Oh, what a count it had it gone. And it rims out no good. So that's the way the first half comes to a close. The Missouri Tigers led by Kareem Rush, who scored 17 first half points. The Tigers lead 31-25. Doug Bell, Chris Piper in the studio after the break. Finds Newton on the wing for three.
5 quick points. This Sooner ball club, and not overly talented, and will take more jump shots from outside.
Gilbert can't hit a three. So Yoye's over everyone. He's from the line.
Actually, I think it was Rush with the way they're coming from all angles.
The back Oklahoma Sooners.
Yeah, and everyone knew he would be. Big shot for Nolan Johnson. What a second half he is having.
Only his 10th throw. Johnson, that stops the 11-0 run.
Arthur Johnson ran down to center.
So T.J. Sioye, a senior campaign out of Nigeria. He's got to be the Phillips 66 favorite player. Rush with the right hand. Sioye got it.
Well, the senior, big night last night. The passion, the energy that both of these coaches, it's a workout for them. Tough shot.
And that ties it at 55.
How do you
3:48 to go.
Yeah, I think so.
Rush will get the ball.
Trouble. Nolan Johnson, when he has it offensively, strong body when he goes, he's got to be careful not to take a charge. Pick up a charge.
Well, Rush is. Rush again, three-pointer. Oh, wow. Wow.
It's too good. 31 on the night.
One off his career.
This Tigers squad, you clear out the side and the little fadeaway three-pointer.
He's pulled out the whole arsenal.
Yeah, he hasn't touched a rim on any jump shot, I don't believe.
And a rebound and a foul. He'll go to the line again. Price.
Good move.
What a move. Got it. And he's fouled.
What a hoop. Split the defense.
Comment I read from Price. He said, you know, in a tight game late, he said that's when it gets smooth. I love that.
I mean, it started, and now Rush is going to try to slide in and get the basketball. Tim Hester, a feisty co-captain, senior. Oh, my.
Gilbert, a big three.
Oh, my. Often said, doesn't.
Price, no. Rebound, Selby, got it!
9 points in the last 6 minutes. Darian Selby, 6.
Gage, got it!
Kelvin Sampson will get a timeout. Unlikely heroes seem to emerge in tournament play. Defensively, Rush can't get a shot. Gilbert can't get a shot. Justin Gage with about 4 seconds on the shot clock. Clear lane, makes a play.
Well, the Sooners had both Gilbert.
Shot when it comes. Remember, Darian Selby's been a guy that's been hot. Last time they played in Columbia, February 19th, a rebound by Jamil Haywood, and the finish, Sooners with a big win on the road. And so far tonight, it's been the Kareem Rush show on the offensive end for Missouri.
Johnson fouled. He's fouled. Gilbert thought he got a clean strip from behind. Now Johnson will go to the line.
Good help. Gilbert's defensive ability before. Stays in front of the ball handler. Cuts him off. Good help right here. Contact by Sioye. Clarence got him a clean one.
And I know Nolan Johnson, a very good free throw shooter. We mentioned earlier, career night, 31 points for Rush tonight.
No, we worried about his thumb. 5 of 7 from three-point land. 6 rebounds also. But now it comes down. Nolan Tigers will have the last shot to win the ball game.
Well, this
senior co-captain.
Let's see if he's got ice in his veins. No, he missed it. Out of bounds. No, it goes to the Sooners.
contact. Oh, the miss, and it hangs up there a little while. And boy, Sayoye thought he had it. Rush taking a look at teammate TJ. Got to get it in.
Tipped out by Johnson. Oklahoma will try to inbound it again.
Oklahoma with no timeouts. Got to get it inbounds. Tough again. 10 seconds. Better go to work. Better go to work.
Johnson. Got it!
Timeout by the Tigers. Selvey almost lost that ball, Dave. Recovered. What a ball game.
Nolan Johnson.
Look, Selvey loses control. Gilbert takes a chance, thought he had it. Mistake. There's now your man gets a free avenue to go to the lane.
All right, give us a sense. How much time really is left for Missouri at 3.2? Is that enough time to get a good shot away?
It is enough time. A couple weeks ago down in Oklahoma, I saw Rush should be able to break either side. He's at the top of the key on the other end.
Throws
Over
it
the
on
top of everybody.
Incomplete. And it goes to Oklahoma.
Go all the way back.
McGee almost got a fingertip on it, but out of his reach. I believe. Well, even on that slow-mo replay, the officials did not
rush. They've got Selvey behind him, Nolan Johnson in front of him.
Gage, this time the pass is picked off. So he has one incomplete and one intercepted, and Oklahoma skates by a 2-point win.
What a ball game. Terrific ball game.
Somehow Kelvin Sampson and the Sooners withstand Kareem Rush, who scored 31. Johnson and Selvey bring the Sooners back in the second half. They trailed by
Let's be a confident group. That's not a fiction. That's who you were against Oklahoma. Okay, the other thing that you were after that, you were a little nasty. Okay, we grew up a little bit. We were tougher, and it showed on the boards.
If I don't see you smile at least once today, like something's really wrong. Let your exuberance and your youth kind of carry you.
Yeah, this is great, Doc. Like, watch this seal tray. Boom. That's really good. If you come up and flare, now this guy's got to choose. If he comes, then you can, right to the bucket.
Tuesday morning. The team leaves tonight for the tournament, but today is still a school day. And there's practice, of course.
Through the mist. Watch out. We got the flex. Doing the thing for the club. All these girls over here trying to show a thug love, but we gotta get away, cause ain't nothing but some drugs. Yeah, we here, baby, we here.
It's 10 p.m. Tuesday, but because the game doesn't start until 10 p.m. Thursday, coaches want the players to stay up.
Just pass, and they let Evans, their post.
Snyder and his staff work until 3:45 a.m. finalizing a game plan. Breakfast Wednesday morning, and after, the team runs through its last real practice for Thursday night's game.
Let's make this game that work. If it becomes that, it's our game. Okay, here we go.
Get on three.
1, 2, 3, yeah. It's away.
What a start for the Tigers in this one. Clarence Gilbert on the run, going to stop and pop. 15-0 Mizzou. The taxi action in Greensboro between Missouri and Georgia. That game is underway. The Tigers leading the Bulldogs 19-9. We'll get you there shortly if you are looking for action in Uniondale between Oklahoma State and...
Here come the Missouri Tigers, who jumped off to a 15-0 lead. We welcome most of you watching Georgetown and Arkansas. Kevin Harlan, one shot. The Tigers had a huge beginning to the game. Georgia from the field has struggled. Sayoye gets it. More energy now from Georgia.
Well, it's a physical team, and they are using that physical ability. Good finish by Wright. Defensively now, Gilbert, when he goes in and goes up.
It's the shot, drive in the air. And Missouri gets 2 out of it. With point
adjustments and recognizing the flows of the game, the matchups that are working or not working. Good finish by Rush.
Pretty drive inside the lane.
Quickly changed the way this game has been played.
Sayoye.
Soft touch. Good face-up shooter.
Georgia was able to shift gears and change the direction of their season.
Yeah, again, then you go on that streak where you win at Ole Miss, you win at Florida, knock off Tennessee a couple times. He values the ball, and that's the key for any point guard.
Georgia has come back a 16-point turnaround in the had their first lead. Rush, alley-oop for Paulding, a Sky Pilot taken off on the baseline.
Good call play by Quin. Last time down, you'll see the fake out on the wing. They lost where Paulding was. You got to keep an eye on him, keep up body. The backdoor cuts. Good recognition by Kareem Rush.
You and I did a Kansas-Missouri game a couple weeks ago, and this kid had a couple of dunks that literally took your breath away. He checks back in. And the Missouri Tigers on top.
In a solid man-to-man, they've made a comeback, but they've got to find shooters. Gilbert's the one they want to match up. Stokes is okay if he's open.
Shot clock. 5-4. Here comes Paulding with 1 second on the shot clock and over the 7'1" Rob Triton.
The ability of Paulding also to put it on the floor and create his own shot. Has good form.
One of the best freshmen in the Big 12.
Yeah. Runner-up in the voting for Freshman of the Year, Jake Sullivan. Line in and see if they can create on their own. Good job so far by Wright. Defensively on Rush. Got to stay with him, though.
Good if it goes, and he missed everything on the shot. Caught by Sayoye. Buzzer sounds. We are at halftime.
Good comeback by this Bulldog team, Kevin.
They were down 15-0. Missouri storming out of the blocks and off to the races. But Georgia comes back and eventually took a 2-point lead, and they now... And through 20 minutes, here are some of the numbers.
Well, again, pretty even ball game. Missouri, they are a 42% field goal shooting team, so that's very familiar. Missed their last 6 threes. They got this ball game more even in the free throws. Turnovers about even. I've done that too.
That's right. Rush finally gets one off balance in the lane.
A good start for Kareem.
18 points. Brower.
Good look, great open shooter.
Over to Sayoye. Cross court to Grauer. Here's Gilbert for 3. One of the streakiest shooters in college basketball.
Will not hesitate whether he's made.
On Sunbolt, Charles Davis in Greensboro. Second one drops in too. Team is tied. Dogs tonight. Adrian Jones comes in for D.A. Lane for Georgia.
Coleman's having a tough night.
Oh, and Johnson with some quick hands. A 3-on-1. Alley-oop. Rush. What a play! A jaw-dropping play by Kareem Rush.
The pass.
Leading ever between Missouri and Georgia. And it's been a beauty. 44-43, the Tigers. One senior center with the Bulldogs manning the middle. Rush for 3. Puts it right down the middle.
And no matter how a good player is playing,
you've been a better time for the Bulldogs. Holding, driving inside. Oh, slashing for 2.
Dryden thought he...
Counting in the Big 12, the 4th best shot blocker in the Big 12 Conference. One of the top couple freshmen. Johnson again. Slowly, Daniels picked off by Stokes. 3-on-1. He'll drive himself and find 2.
I've never liked the pass when you throw it over the top to try to get it in bounds.
Right now, and is at a season high, 16 points. Sayoye over Triton, puts it in.
Yeah, tough hoop. A 7-1.
Drive inside, scoops it off. Brower has it for 3. Good! And the Missouri Tigers knock down their 6th 3-point. Holding on top. The drive. He may have shoved off. No call made. And I tell you, just shoved one in nicely was Arthur Johnson of the Missouri. Holding to Arthur Johnson. Double team. Hacked inside and got it to go. What a play. Eighth Arthur Johnson with a mammoth play inside and trying to complete the three-point play, and does with the free throw.
Back-to-back baskets by the freshman.
Missed their first 8 shots of the contest. Johnson up there again. This is the freshman so well. They've been double teaming him on the perimeter all night long. Here's Johnson watching the first one trickle in.
See if Dryden can get some things done on the offensive end for this Bulldog team.
He's played 10 kids. Rush with the drive on Bright.
Good pass.
Feeding inside Sioye, who is fouled, going up, elevating Ezra. And he will hit his first and give Missouri. He has more on the way as Missouri tries to continue the success of the legendary Norm Stewart. Goes by Rush, fighting for it inside.
Good
it's
pass.
Dryden, who is finally heard from. He's got 18. This free throw, Georgia rebound, and the 2. Nice play by Adrian Jones, the senior from Atlanta.
As good.
Back in Lane.
Better release.
It's a 3.
Well, much better release of the ball.
D.A. Lane just knocked down a triple. And the other official says it was for 2.
Timeout gets the full court pressure set. Take a look at his right foot. D.A. Lane steps way inside the line. Good call by the officials.
Clutch free throws right here for the Bulldogs. And they get the first. It's a 4. Anthony Evans again, the senior, nails it. And the Missouri lead is
turnover.
And a travel by Rush. Missouri's 5th timeouts. Jones.
Good look here.
And a 3 for the tie for Missouri. We're tied. Oh, what a shot. Neither team with the foul to give.
And if you're Missouri, you take the last shot. You either win or you go to overtime. Do not give Georgia an opportunity. Rush will be the guy they want in his hands. He's had a turnover and a missed shot the last 2 possessions.
Rush with the drive. Outside, Gilbert for the lead. .9 left. Missouri wins.
Last shot by Clarence Gilbert.
Shot by Clarence Gilbert gave Missouri the lead and the win.
Well, look at the number of white jerseys around Kareem Rush. Clarence Gilbert on target in the sideline for Missouri. Gilbert, who had 43 in the ballgame against Iowa State earlier this season.
The Missouri Tigers have won their first NCAA tournament game against a higher seed since 1980 when they beat Notre Dame. And they've done it in dramatic fashion. And think of the drama in Greensboro on Saturday. Number 1 seed Duke with Mike Krzyzewski will battle his former player and his former assistant coach, Quin Snyder. Arthur Johnson, the Chevrolet MVP for the Tigers. For John Sunbolt and Charles Davis, Kevin Harlan saying so long from Greensboro, North Carolina. What a day!
2 free throws, and, you know, that's what I was thinking about. When I missed those 2 free throws, you know, I had to make up for it, and you got to have confidence in yourself to take those last shots, and I had confidence in myself, and I knocked it down.
I got the ball, and I was going to shoot, but, you know, the double team came, and, you know, I jumped up, and, you know, I saw my guy Clarence, and I knew that if I passed him, he's going to make the shot for me, so, you know, he did.
I'm just really pleased right now with the effort that our kids put forth. I thought that they showed a tremendous amount of character making that last play when a lot of things went against them. And, you know, we've talked about whether it's Oklahoma or Clarence being suspended or Kareem being injured or last-second losses. This team's been through a lot of adversity, and I thought that they stayed together as a group throughout the whole game.
Krzyzewski from 1986 to 1989, making it to 3 Final Fours with the Blue Devils, and he later served on Coach K's staff for 6 years. This first matchup of student and teacher has created a complex emotional challenge that each coach would just as soon avoid.
Yeah, I hate the word protege. Quin is Quin. Basically, I've been with Quin during most of the formative years of his life. When I recruited him as a high school player, the thing I was most amazed about outside of his ability was his leadership. He just has a great way with people. People want to hear what Quin has to say, and usually he has great things to say. He did that as a player for me, as a point guard, and as an assistant coach, he craved responsibility and interaction with players. I think Quin is real special, a special human being, and he's going to be a great, great coach.
Coach Tate talks a lot about relationships. I'm one of those people that was fortunate to have a relationship with him as a player and as a coach. I think we've coached from that vantage point and trying to build trust with our players and being able to say things that are hard to them, and really team building in general, being able to bring a group together and have them believe in a common goal.
Has won its first national championship.
I think that many of the externalities of the whole situation are difficult, frankly. Playing a team that's coached by a guy that coached me, I'm a fan. I root for them. If they beat us, I'll keep rooting for them. I would much rather play someone else, frankly. I think it's neat to get a chance to play a great team, but I wore that name on my jersey for a long time, and that part of it's difficult. I just assume not to.
If I had my brothers, I would choose not to play a team coached by one of my former players, just because I love Quin. Quin is a member of my family, really, and why would you want to compete against somebody in your own family?
We want to be careful not to make too big a deal about this. They do have a history.
17-footer for the win. Bang! And the Tigers are going to the second round. Missouri beats Georgia 70-68.
The lessons began 16 years ago. Quin Snyder helped lead Mike Krzyzewski's Duke Blue Devils to 3 Final Four appearances as a player and 2 as an assistant coach. Now the former student is in charge of his own team, the Missouri Tigers, who 2 nights ago savored their own tournament memory. Today, the pupil meets the teacher with one more lesson to be learned. Welcome everyone to the East Region in Greensboro, North Carolina. And the second round matchup between the 9th-seeded Missouri Tigers and the top-seeded Duke Blue Devils. Duke arrives with a crushing win over Monmouth on Thursday, and Missouri won in
The guy that has to lead this Missouri Tiger team this afternoon, Kareem Rush, All-American sophomore, can do everything. He can shoot it from the outside. He can penetrate. He has to be valuable in the offensive end and draw attention to him. If he does, that opens up the three-point shooters like Gilbert.
I saw the rest of the shot go off. I thought, that goes right there. It's got to be a different friend no matter what. I know that completely.
Quin Snyder was recruited by Mike Krzyzewski as a 17-year-old in Seattle. He played for him until he was 21. He came back to coach for him until he was 32, and today he faces the coach who has seen him grow from a boy to a man. For the Tigers today, Kareem Rush, T.J. Sayoye, Arthur Johnson, Clarence Gilbert, and Brian Brower. And for the Blue Devils, Shane Battier, Mike Dunleavy, Casey Sanders taking the place of the injured Carlos Boozer, Chris Duhon, a talented freshman from Louisiana, and the outstanding Jason Williams. And it's Duke against Missouri. And here we go with Brian Brower controlling for the Tigers. He's 77% free throw shooter from Lagos, Nigeria. Thursday night, hitting everything above the arc, and now he's beneath the arc and puts the first 2 on the board for Duke.
Quin Snyder's coaching staff.
Here comes Rush on Dunleavy down the lane and pulls up beneath the line.
Rush has been able to go by Dunleavy.
Inside help has been for Missouri. Gilbert on Dunleavy. Holding uncovered. And he ties the game at 5.
Now very similar
style. On Gilbert. Rush on top, plenty of time to shoot. Drives inside and finds two.
I think he'll kill you if you allow him to get
Williams. A nice screen from Ron. Knocked away by Gilbert. Missouri's going to have a breakaway with Clarence Gilbert from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, putting the Missouri Tigers on top by one.
Yeah, the strategy so far working.
Finding Gilbert. And along the baseline into Rush. Arthur Johnson.
Body movement, ball movement, find the open man. Missouri right now doing those things.
A 6-0 run by... And Gilbert around Williams on the run.
Tough shot, but you want to make Gilbert put it on the floor.
And inside, Sanders lost it after he grabbed it in the lane. 3-on-2, Gilbert pulling up for two. Oh, what a shot! They get a three.
Gilbert had 43 in a ball game against Iowa State in a game at Texas.
As Williams flips it off to Dunleavy for three.
And without Sanders in, Celia got lost. He's kind of staying in the middle.
What into the defense of James. Shot clock is down to 15.
I watch the push off on Gilbert.
A three. Good. Clarence Gilbert nails one from outside. And now each team has drained at least 2 threes. Fouls and Arthur Johnson back in for the Missouri Tigers.
And now Johnson will play center field.
Williams for three.
Well, explosive, difficult to guard.
Looks against the freshman Duhon.
And the Tigers need to look. Expect.
And Duke is up to their highest shooting of the game. A three by Williams, right between the eyes.
Bingo, the push, the foul. Doesn't take Williams long to catch. The guy's going to handle the basketball. They've got to free up Rush. They've got to free up Gilbert. So that makes Duke make some adjustments. Start running at the shoot.
That ends a 23 run by Duke. It's about Ed O'Neill stars in an all-new Big Apple on a special night Wednesday after Survivor on CBS. Kevin Harlan,
but scored a couple times. Good.
Great pass inside by Jason Williams, hitting Casey Sanders.
Well, not much room.
Gilbert open for three. Clarence Gilbert in the first half the other night. Gilbert again. With Dunleavy defending. Rush uncovered, untouched, flies in. On the Tigers and co-leading scorer in the Big 12 Conference.
He was on track before the injury to probably be the big early exit. Surprising Thursday evening.
Rush from Kansas City.
Fender outside. The center no longer plays center field back in the paint, and that's opened it up for Jason Williams.
Balding nails a three. He's got first half. An important time for Missouri. Rush for three. Card! Rush from outside. A rebound by Gilbert. Rush again for three. Oh, he's on fire! The Missouri Tigers are back in business. A 9-0 run.
How quickly it changes and Duke.
9-0 Missouri run in only 45 seconds. Williams doubled. Stokes knocked it away. Lost it inside. That takes us to halftime.
Momentum on Missouri's side.
The Missouri Tigers and Coach Quin Snyder are alive and kicking. They trail by 15, and they have chopped the halftime deficit down to 6, 43-37. Rush drills another one. 14 first half points. Staff and CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the NCAA Basketball Championship will continue after this message.
Coach, a 9-0 run to end the half. The emotion of the game's kind of settled in now. How do you view the second half?
Well, you know, their pressure really got to us the second part of the first half. And, we got to be willing to go by people and try to make some plays. They just force you to do that. I think we got to keep playing transition defense, but we're in the game. Just got to hang in there.
All right, Coach, congratulations on the first
3 rebounds. And the first one trickles in, which brings Missouri to within. Missouri, the 9 seed, with a wonderful win over Georgia on Thursday. A last-second shot by Clarence Gilbert
to the win against Georgia on Thursday.
Third foul on Mike Dunleavy. And it's his first free throw. He is collected.
Duke now goes back to the small lineup that was effective in that run in the first half.
Love and Duke 11 of 12 Williams, pickpocketed Johnson down the lane and plows for two.
I missed the word agile. How about the passing lanes? Aggressive defensively.
Williams for three. Good! Oh, what a shot by Jason Williams. Craven Bryant, another freshman from Missouri, is in. Rush for three. Oh, he's hit his last three above the arc.
Again, Rush, Battier late getting off the pick.
Williams for three. Answering at the other end for the Blue Devils.
Jason too good with the dribble. Reads the, you have to. You got to put it in his hands, see if he can make plays.
Great play inside by Kareem Rush.
And he can make plays. Oh, look at the defense. Swarming. But that means people will be open.
The Missouri Tigers have down their 8th three-point shot. The 4th offered by Clarence, who faces the double.
James makes him go baseline and put it in his left hand.
Rebound by Suyoye. Missouri down by 5.
Neither team.
Missouri got back well in the other way. Here's Rush for three. Caught! He's a flamethrower! Kareem Rush puts in his freshman Ricky Paulding doubled. Shot clock at 19. Nice pass by Stokes to Carr! Putting it in. Missouri hands their 10th three-point shot today.
Good movement without Stokes, Paulding, and Rush. The ability of everyone to put it on the floor. And all four can shoot it.
Duke is being rushed. It's a one-point game, and Kareem Rush out of Kansas City has put down 5. Suyoye sandwiched inside, but got it to go.
Good finish. Rush now on the side.
Oh, what a shot! The first today by Shane Battier.
Pick the right moment.
Stokes chiseling his way inside for two.
Not a smart play by the freshman. Got by Williams and then shielded Williams all the way down the lane.
Dunleavy by himself. An early release and they catch Missouri.
Beautiful. This is fun. Sat out 7 games. They started Stokes and Grauer together in the lineup.
John, when you look back and gain some perspective on this game.
Up and down the floor, rely on their quickness and their ability to shoot the basketball from outside.
Stokes knocks it in. 7:18 to play. It's 76-68.
He went up for the rebound and he grabbed that thumb and he's holding it.
He had surgery because he tore the ligaments.
Watch as it comes down right here. Grabs it. Ooh. Let's hope he's okay.
So they cleaned up some bone chips that were in there, and you can see the pain on Kareem Rush.
A lot more pressure on Clarence Gilbert. This guy, Wesley Stokes, has been terrific.
Stokes from Long Beach, California. 6 on Kareem Rush. Obviously an action.
How about the afternoon he has had?
They needed that kind of day to keep.
Yeah, they did. So they don't rely on one guy to take all the shots.
Paulding taking a shot here.
Good soft
touch. Rolls in. Missouri shooting 40% from the field. Duke shooting Carolina. Second round, East Region, 9th seeded Missouri. Top seeded Duke. Another Tiger free throw from the line. They have gone 12 of 14. Dunleavy. Williams for three. One shot dropping play after another turned in by Williams. 5 of 11 above the. Kevin Harlan, John Sunvold, Charles Davis, and Greensboro. Gilbert to Rush, who's hit 5 threes and decides to take it in and drop the sledgehammer.
Something must be okay, huh?
And Missouri will get this. A 2-on-1. Stokes will fly in.
Well, Mike Krzyzewski is not going to be happy. Jason Williams.
Pretty easy, really. Kareem Rush with 27 points, 7 rebounds, and a marvelous display above the arc. 5 of 7. Jason Williams, 2 rebounds. And inside Rush flies and gets his rebound after the miss and puts it back up and down.
And if you're Duke,
and Duke, the number 1 seed in the East, is going to the Sweet 16. The teacher and the student. Shevsky and Smack. Missouri got it down to 2 early in the half. But Duke was all over the Tigers late in the game. 35 minutes from now.
Off Missouri by a score of 94-81. The Blue Devils move on. The Tigers go home. Let's go back to Greensboro. Charles Davis.
Jason fans, what were your thoughts going into this game? Did you expect to do that?
My thoughts were just that they're going to play us a hard game. I mean, they have a great coach in Quin and great players in Kareem Rush and Gilbert, and I was happy we came out to win today. They play really hard, and we play hard too.
Tough one for you, obviously, because of the emotion involved in it. You told me yesterday you didn't want to play this kind of a game. What'd you say to Quin after the ball game?
Well, I thought that was the hardest anybody's played against us all year. This was a great basketball game. I mean, our kids played like crazy, and so did their kids, and there were a number of 4- and 5-point turnarounds in that game. Shane missed a 3. All of a sudden, Rush comes down and hits a 3. They get it down to 1. We hit 5 points. I mean, the final score is not indicative of just how close that game was. This is a heck of a win for our basketball team.
It was a great win. Congratulations to you, Coach. Thanks for your time. Good luck in the next round.
All right, Charles, thanks very much. You heard Mike Krzyzewski there. It was an emotional game, but that wasn't the toughest part of the game for Duke. Missouri came out and played them very tough.
I tell you, this was a terrific college basketball game. Up and down action, nonstop three-point shooting, and great effort on both teams' part. This is what makes March Madness so much fun, when you see two teams go at it like that with that kind of energy and effort.